when I was a young man, my friends, they were learning to ride the bicycle. And also I wanted to learn, and it wasn't easy. So initially my friend will hold at the back, and I will be trying to ride, and then as soon as he understood that I can ride, he will leave, and then I fall. And then again, we'll do it again. After repeatedly doing that, it comes at the stage that there were moments of giving it up, or however wanted to learn, so you can try again. With that trying again, and then eventually I understood that rather than looking at the wheels, you have to look away from the wheels. Away from the wheels, and then look ahead. So you're not worried about the wheel, you're not worried about the handles. So you're simply able to ride the bicycle, and with that you can carry on with your riding a bicycle. And the same with when you learn to drive. There are so many maneuvers to think of. Side mirrors, back mirrors, and then a brake pedal, accelerator, a clutch, and so many. And then they change the gears and those. And now, if you're thinking of these all maneuvers, then it's not easy to drive a car. It simply confuses and then makes us afraid to drive. Now, but when you're driving, when you're learning, again and again, you are instructed to do, check the mirrors, and slowly you start to learn that. And then slowly you're giving up. You know these mirrors are there. You know there is a gear that you can change. You know that there are clots. But you're not worried about that at all. So all simply fade into the background. But you're consciously aware that these are there to help you. Right? So after you know how to drive a car, what happens? You're not worried about the mirrors, you're not worried about the clutches, you're not worried about the brakes, you're not worried about the changing the gears. And in the meantime, your hands are always on a handle. Like if you're riding a bicycle, your hands are always on there. You cannot leave for a long. You can leave for a while, but you have to come back again. Same with the steering. Right? Doesn't matter how fast you're driving, the steering wheel, you know there is a steering wheel, and your hands, at least one or whichever hands is there. Right? And then, with that, your hands are on this steering wheel. What happens? There is comfortability, safety, and happy. You don't have to worry at all. Maybe nowadays will be changing because there will be electric cars and different things are coming, so you don't have to worry about these wheels and the steerings and at all. So they may be changed, but in the practice that won't change. So in the practice of a meditation, that's exactly what happens. Okay? In the practice of a meditation, let's say now we are practicing with the breathing meditation, so we are learning to noticing these breaths, working with these breaths, spending a time with the breaths. It's like a training time. It's like you are learning how to drive a car. So after 16 or 20 hours of learning to drive a car with an instructor, and only then instructor will say, now you are ready to take the exam. Until then you are not. So same like that, in the practice of a meditation, you are again and again practicing same way, similar way. So that's why always instructions are pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. Sit in a comfortable position, leave everything that you are worried about. Just bring your mind back to the moment and spend time with the breath. Doesn't matter who teaches a meditation, that's the starting point. Right? And once you practice like that, what happens? Again and again, going back to with that, eventually it comes to the stage that we don't have to worry about the breath. Okay? We don't have to worry about the breath. We don't have to worry about whether it is coming in or going out. Yeah. And then it comes when you are, again, we are not just worrying about this incoming breath and outgoing breath. We are not even worrying about whatever had happened in the past or what is going to happen in the future. We are not worried at all. Mind is completely fixed. Now, that's why when you are practicing meditation, it comes to the stage that should I pay attention to the incoming breath or outgoing breath? That is, in fact, is obstacle to gain the concentration or concentrated mind. And with that, what happens that you cannot enjoy, because you're worried about the breath. You haven't let go of the breath. It's like you're worried about the steering. You're worried about the steering. Which way should I hold or which way should I change? So then you cannot drive. Same with the practice of a breathing meditation too. So we have to let go of incoming breath. We have to let go of outgoing breath. But subconsciously we know that there is this breath standing by for us. It's like a steering wheel is there to support us. And it's the same with when we are driving. Once we know how to drive and we don't have to worry about the steerings, then we take it for granted. So we are not worrying about any maneuvers, and we are not worrying about the road, what's happening. And what we do, we will be thinking, what did I do before I leave, or what had happened in the past, and what I'm going to do after I arrive. So we spend time thinking, wondering, planning, engaging. That's also is a so-called obstacle. So in the practice of a meditation, that also happens. Okay? So as we leave this breathing in and breathing out, mind simply settles, and we enjoy this moment of a blissness and happiness. And that moment simply we goes back to thinking. Thinking of the past, thinking of the future now. And that becomes the obstacles to gain the concentration now. Right? So our mind is not focused. Our mind is not disconnected from the focused attention. Right? So what we have to do is, as we develop the practice, eventually it comes to the stage that we will be able to see that how my mind is thinking of this breath, how my mind is thinking of this incoming and outgoing, and then while this incoming and outgoing breath is settled, thinking of my all the memories, and I'm thinking of that. So able to recognize that the activities, and each mind that is recognizing something, then we realize, oh, this is I am, making this mind to be, existence. So that's how we will be able to recognize that each mental state are conditioned by two factors. So memory and then a feeling. Without the feeling and the memory, there will be no mind. so that we will be eventually recognized. So that's why this needs to be recognized in the practice of a meditation. Now, in order to understand this one, first of all, I think I mentioned last week as well that we have to make sure that we are practicing these at least of 5 ethical practices, starting from not to kill, not to steal, not to have any sexual misconducts, not to lie, and not taking substance that clouds mind. So if we have these 5 factors and we have been practicing that, then that enforces to develop the confidence, and this is again I have mentioned a couple of weeks already now, coming back to this again. So it enforces our confidence in the practice, in the method, and that confidence actually encourages us to practice more. Persistence, regularity comes, and with that persistence and regularity, what gained is the concentration, and then the mindfulness there comes, and with that wisdom develops, and that wisdom in fact helps to rejoice, have happiness, and also able to settle the mind, and mind basically becomes calm, right? And that is the another stage that we should be practicing. So that's why my encouragement now on would be not just the practicing a meditation and paying attention to the breath, but practice the 5 precepts and check your confidence, whether are you confident with your practice or not? Are you confident with your the ethical practice or not? At least these 5 precepts. So try to be mindful of observing these 5 practices. So not to kill or harm any beings, not to take what is not given or not yours, not to have any sexual misconduct, and not to speak anything that's not true, and avoid taking substance that clouds the mind. Okay, so with that, then it really enforces our practice and gain more deeper and deeper in the practice of a meditation. Okay, so with this, let's practice meditation. So sitting in a comfortable position, bring your attention to the moment here and now. Leave all your responsibilities aside. Just be here and now. And relax. So spend some time observing the sitting body in a comfortable position, relaxed, and aware of your sitting position. Releasing all the tensions. You could visualize it like you're sitting in front of the mirror and looking at your sitting body and checking any tensions or any difficulties and try to find a comfortable position and relax. You may spend some time looking at your sitting body from top to bottom. Mindfully recognizing each and every part of the body from top to bottom, and spend some time in each part simply to recognize and relax. So basically, spending some time to connect within yourself, aware of your body, aware of your thoughts, and caring yourself. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. It is a perfect moment. Embracing yourself, caring yourself, understanding yourself. And meanwhile, nothing to achieve, nothing to gain, just be. When mind settles, we're not expecting anything, just observing what's happening now, then we will be able to recognize that there is a breathing in and breathing out taking place. A natural breath, a normal breath. You're not regulating it, you're not holding it, you're not generating it, simply aware as it comes and as it goes. Just feel the incoming breath and outgoing breath. Forget about how you should breathe, or should I breathe this way or that way. But simply recognizing that this is how I am feeling, sensing incoming breath and outgoing breath. As your mind settles along with this recognition of the breath incoming and outgoing, training yourself to recognize the different breaths, long breath, short breath, coarse breath, subtle breath. You're consciously aware of this incoming breath and outgoing breath. Doesn't matter which way, how it is happening, just you're knowing it and training yourself to recognize the different breaths. And train yourself to recognize the effect of the breath in your body. How the incoming breath affecting your entire body and how it's affecting the entire body as you're breathing out. Recognizing the settling of this breath and the body relaxed. And mind establishes on a specific place to be. So continue practicing until you hear the gong.